Hello and welcome to Douglasville Impact, the community podcast. I'm Jason Post, and we have a great show for you lined up today. We have a lot of events and news to talk about and a great special guest. So we're going to jump right into it on this week's episode. Let's go ahead and introduce everybody at the table. Welcome back, Aaron Szarowicz.
Hello, everyone. Happy to be back.
And Miss Kellie Hunter is joining us today.
Good to be at the table.
And in our special guest seat today is Miss Marigold Edwards.
Thank
right?
you.
And you were with JC Freedom House, a local,
certainly am.
excellent
A shelter
local
for women
shelter.
in crisis.
So we're going to talk a little bit more with Marigold later in the show. She's got a lot of cool stuff to talk about what she does in our community. So, but a lot of news and events to start off with. So we're going to jump right into all that. So Aaron, what's going on?
We have a lot going on. So first, I'd like to congratulate all of the Douglas County seniors on their graduations. Douglas County seniors earned upwards of $51 million in scholarship money.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they
That's
can
pretty
give
awesome.
that to former graduates of college that might still be working on their student loans. But, you know, hey, congratulations to them.
You're
We
not a
had-
Douglas County graduate, though.
Well, I work at Douglas County. I don't know.
Close enough.
There was even one student who there was a story that earned over $50,000 in scholarships.
Right.
From Douglas County High, I believe.
She
That's
won,
pretty
like,
impressive.
Yes.
That's
Double,
awesome.
yeah, like a double special
From Taco
scholarship
Bell.
from
I
Taco
think,
Bell,
yeah,
right?
from Taco Bell.
That was
I
an
think she
awesome
received
story.
that 2 years in a row.
Okay.
Right,
So, yeah.
right.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Excellent.
Congratulations to her. So moving right along, we have a special election for Ward 2 going on right now.
Correct.
We're in the early voting period. So the first portion of that was from June 3 through the 7th. We're now in the second period of it. It runs from June 10th to 14th. For any person who wants to vote early, that's going on at the courthouse only right now for the early voting period. And then election day for the special election for Ward 2 is on June 18th. And locations for that, you'll have to check where your nearest location is, but that's being held at the old courthouse at Chestnut Log Middle School. That one was hard for me to say. First Baptist of Douglasville, Turner Middle School, and Lithia Springs High School. And just a reminder for everyone, Ward 2 kind of runs from kind of Highway 5 west through the downtown and kind of Highway 92 area. There's some spots. So if you need to check if you're in Ward 2, you can go to our website, douglasvillega.gov, and then the voting and elections page there's a link to the ward maps there.
Yeah. So that's our open council seat. If you go to the early election, you go to the courthouse. If you go on the day of, you have to actually go to your voting precinct.
And those locations are
Right.
also on our website as well,
Yeah.
on the voting and elections page. So
And that early voting makes it a little bit more convenient for people who may not be able, their work schedules or whatever,
Right.
make
Yeah.
the 18th. So
I always like the early voting. It's much easier.
take advantage of it. Right.
yeah, lines are a lot less long.
Oh, yeah. But definitely get out and vote. Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yep, we encourage that. So next, we are proud to announce that we've launched our second year of the internship program here at the city. We have 6 interns. I think the departments that they fill are the city manager's department, community relations, human resources, finance, parks and recreation, and community development. Yes,
Yep.
that is
Yes.
correct.
That's it.
So we
Great
did
job.
fill all 6 of those. We have 2 students from Georgia State University, 2 from the University of Georgia, 1 from University of West Georgia, and then 1 from Samford, which we have a Samford connection in the room.
My wife went to Samford.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
There you go.
So
Samford.
Samford, yes.
Not
SAMFORD.
Samford.
And that's just
Which is an awesome school, too.
And it's just outside of Birmingham, right?
It is in
Correct.
Birmingham.
Mhm.
Yeah, right in Birmingham. Beautiful campus.
Yep. So we wanted to welcome those individuals, and we'll have more to come on the internship program at a later date.
But yeah, that's awesome. They'll be here all summer, right?
They will be.
Hanging
it's
out
a,
with
it's
us,
an
helping
8
out.
week. It's an
Yeah.
8-week program, and we launched it for the first time last year. It was very successful. We have a couple who are coming back to kind of address the current interns and stuff like that. So that's very exciting.
And we have one that never left.
We do.
Right?
He works. Yeah, he works at the conference center. He's finishing up his degree at West Georgia, and he's in the process of applying to a master's program in
Yeah.
public administration at West Georgia. So
That's awesome. Yeah.
happy to kind of have one stick around and help us out, and he's learning a lot, so that's great.
Absolutely.
Excellent.
Cool.
And then finally, we're happy to finally announce that we have a new business coming to the downtown.
Yeah.
That is Sweet Southern. It is an ice cream and shake shop that will be coming in the ground level of the Robinson building. That's kind of under construction and has been in the downtown area for a few months. And so they're looking to open up end of June, early July. That's kind of their target right now. So you'll have a nice ice cream shop to get some dessert after you go to one of the downtown restaurants.
Yes.
Or, if something's going on downtown, you can stop in for a quick
Just
treat.
on an average work day, apparently.
Yeah, or if you work in downtown at lunch, you can go and so.
That is awesome and horrible news.
Well, I think the area gyms are happy that they're opening up because they'll see a spike in membership after a couple of months of Sweet Southern being open. So
ice cream and milkshakes.
I'll
right
make my
across the
swing
plaza.
through there as I'm walking my little downtown course.
Yeah, our HR
sipping
walking
on it.
clubs
Right.
will now go by the shake shop.
So
on the way
everyone's very
back.
excited about that. I think it's a great addition to our downtown restaurant scene and something that a lot of people have been asking for. So it's exciting.
Milkshakes and ice cream.
Yeah, right. Can't go wrong.
The news or the
Sweets.
rumor of an ice cream shop downtown's kind of been around a while. Nice
It
to
has
see
been,
coming
yeah.
back.
There's been whispers in the hallways.
We do
and-
our event every year for that reason, right? The ice cream social every year. The whole point is we want an ice cream shop downtown.
Right, and we have one. So, and it's
Success.
and it's a local person who's opening it up. So we want to definitely
nice.
support. It's not a chain. It's not anything like that. So we want to definitely want to
Those are the
support
best
local.
ice cream shops.
Yeah,
the
local
little
entrepreneurs
local
and
ones. Yeah.
So definitely.
Absolutely. Oh, wow. All right, it's gonna be good.
Yeah,
It's gonna be good.
and we'll end on that sweet note.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's great. Oh, what a segue.
Hey, I missed the last one,
I
so
like
I got to come back strong.
All right, so what do we got coming up event-wise where people can come to the events and then go to the ice cream shop?
Well, there you go. So here is mark your calendar. If you've got a calendar looking for something to do in Douglasville, let's start off with this Friday is Flag Day, and we have a celebration taking place here on O'Neill Plaza. It's something the city has done on a very traditional manner for many years, and just honoring the flag of our country. Always have a special lineup of someone to do a kind of like a little keynote speech. This year we have a great lineup as well.
Yeah, it's a nice little event. It's not a huge event, but it's just a great little dedication for Flag Day. So we always have a short little program. It's right here. It'll be out on the O'Neill Plaza this year. We'll have the mayor out there and some representatives and stuff, and some coming to speak about what the flag means to them and stuff. So it'll be quick and easy. So come out and just kind of be a part of the ceremony. It won't be a big, long, drawn out thing, but it's a great little event that honors our country and honors, what the flag is and what it means to us.
Right.
So, yeah, it should be a cool little event.
So especially
yeah.
for that patriotic side of us.
Absolutely.
There you go.
Definitely.
Also happening this weekend, Friday evening and Saturday,
Yeah.
in the downtown area is the Juneteenth celebration by the BHE
Correct.
organization. They kick off with a banquet on Friday evening and then have an array of activities kind of health focused with some of their vendors that are there on the Saturday, and some entertainment type things.
Yeah,
so
they have their scholarship maker on Friday night, but the big event is Saturday, and it is covering downtown this year. We've moved back from the park down to O'Neill Plaza, and we're taking over all of downtown. BHE has got talent lined up on the main stage. We've got kids activities with jumpies and things like that. They've got bingo happening somewhere. We've got vendors and food trucks, and they've put together a big lineup with a full day. So it'll be a great day to come to downtown Douglasville and just enjoy everything going on. Yeah.
Sure. I'm sure there's an educational component somewhere along the line, educating people on the Juneteenth.
Talk about the history of it.
Right.
Absolutely. Yep.
So wonderful event to put down. Also on June the 15th, our public police department is holding a Hollis Street Health Fair that's at our community house on Hollis Street. And there, I think they're setting up, it's kind of health focused as well.
Absolutely.
So all of the vendors that they'll have there on site will be offering the different agencies and organizations in the community that offer health services to those in the area. So definitely want to make plans to be attend that from 1 to 5.
Yep. Absolutely.
And then one of the favorites has returned. Of course, this last week we kind of had a little damper on the event, but Monday, June the 17th, will be Food Truck Monday, and that's located at the Old Precinct here in downtown area from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. We'll have several food trucks out there, kind of a general area where you can sit down, kind of enjoy your food. And I think they have music usually.
Yep, there's usually
provided
music
there.
playing, food, all kinds of good stuff. And then the lineup of food trucks rotates a little bit week to week.
It does.
So you can check out our social media pages. Usually we'll post a list from Main Street of what trucks are going to be there. So you can plan on. You can go ahead and look at some of their menus and figure out which one you want to go to.
Plan lunch.
You want lobster, tacos, or yeah. So we try to put all the information out there so you know who's going to be there each week. They did have to cancel this past week for rain, but they're going to reschedule that one. So
nice.
we're not going to miss out on
Sweet, yes.
not going to miss out on any food trucks. So hopefully we'll still get them all in there. So that's a very popular one.
All right, and then happening each Wednesday evening throughout the summer series is our Wednesday wind down.
Yeah.
This evening, of course, 7 o'clock is that kickoff time.
Yep.
And then check us out each Wednesday thereafter. There again on social media, like you're saying, we'll be pushing that lineup of who the artists are. But it's a great casual event. Bring your chairs, your dancing shoes, and come out and enjoy some good jazz.
Yeah, that's a fun night. And people do actually get up. A lot of our concerts, that dance floor area is there, and nobody ever gets to it. People get into Wednesday wind down.
They did. I saw
Yeah.
the
dances.
line dancing. Exactly. There was a video on our
Fun
social media
stuff,
last
yeah.
week, just showing just that fun and that activity that's
Great
happening.
crowd, great turnout the first week, and we've got the whole 11-week series is on social media. All the acts are there. You can go and look and see who's coming each week, and share it out with all your friends.
There you go. All right, and then kind of a family-oriented type thing is happening at our Hunter Park on June the 21st. It's Screen on the Green, and the movie that they'll be showing is the Lego Movie,
I love the Lego
second
movies.
part. So yeah, Lego Movie there. All the kids especially can enjoy that, but bring your blankets, your lawn chairs, come out and enjoy just a good evening, family atmosphere, enjoying a family movie out on the greens there at Hunter Park.
Yeah, getting a lot of traction on that one on social media. So I'm thinking we're gonna have a good turnout there as well. So yeah, and the Lego movie. It's the Lego movies, right? I love the Lego movies.
Yeah.
They're awesome.
And then I'll throw this last one out there, which is the Fishing Derby, taking place at Hunter Park as well on Saturday, June the 22nd. So that's a fun event.
Yeah, you've been to some of those before, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
and young kids participating in that. So that's kind of the orientation with that. That's from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. I think they have a little contest for the biggest,
smallest,
largest fish caught. So those fish stories. So yeah.
Awesome.
Definitely. So a lot going on, a lot to
Lots
put
of
on
good
your
stuff.
calendar. Please visit our social media. Of course, we have Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter now. So you can stay connected as well as our website, douglasvillega.gov.
Right. All those will be on the website, and then you can find links to all the social media on the website as well. So it's all out there. We're putting all the information out there as much as possible. And then we're coming at you every other week.
At least.
To recap it, at least.
Yeah.
Right.
We got some special episodes coming up.
We do.
We haven't really talked about those. We got some special ones we're going to throw in here coming up as well. So we're coming up as often as possible with all this great information, because that's just the next couple of weeks.
That is.
All
I
that
mean,
stuff,
this
right?
this list is front and back, and that only takes us through.
We don't want to
the first
overload
part of
anybody.
August.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what you're doing for the next couple of weeks. Come back, and we'll tell you what you're doing after that.
There you go.
Plenty of good stuff going on.
All
All right. Thanks, Kelly.
You're welcome.
And
Great.
that brings us to our fourth seat this week, and we welcome Miss Marigold Edwards.
Thank you.
And you
Jason.
are with JC Freedom House.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
Excellent.
I am.
So tell us, first off, just tell us a little bit about what you do in our community and how you serve our community.
I certainly will. I planned to do ministry when I first came to Douglas County, and then I found myself in a domestic violence situation. Literally 2 months after I arrived, I was in a shelter. And prior to that, I had a very stable life. But anyway, I ended up in a shelter, and then after I was in another shelter, and then thank you God, I got myself back on my feet and I recovered. But then I found out that the shelter that I had been in was closing down. And so I did everything I could to try and save it, but I couldn't. I didn't have the money, and I just couldn't save it. So it closed. All the women had to leave, and they emptied it, and it was put on sale. And then I got a phone call out of the blue from the owners saying, was I still interested in the shelter? And I was still interested in the shelter. I didn't have the money to buy it, but I think I got a good idea, and I offered them a lease purchase, and they accepted. And so now the shelter has been back up and running for nearly 3 years now. Wow. In October, it'd be 3 years. And that's why that brings us to our current challenge, because we bought it as a lease purchase, and now we have to find $155,000 or it closes. And so we're doing a big fundraiser and asking the community to help, and people really have been helping. But we still have this very big total to meet, 155,000. Sure. And so I just got the idea to just use my first book as one of the fundraisers. And so it's the 12 Success Lessons. It's the only book you ever need to read on personal achievement.
There you are.
It's a big claim. But no, it's based on my previous career as a consultant and executive coach. And it's been selling. People have been buying it to support the shelter, and it's now a bestseller.
Oh, great.
Yeah, it's a bestseller. Awesome. It's getting excellent reviews. And so I run the shelter. I'm a full-time volunteer.
Oh, we know what that really means. Yes.
I mean, I love what I do. And so we run the shelter. It's right here in Douglas County. We cater for any woman in crisis. We've had women that have come straight from their cars to our shelter. We've had women that have fled domestic violence. In fact, the majority of them have fled domestic violence. And one of the reasons why I really wanted to keep the shelter up and running is because it was the only, when I was leaving the emergency shelter, there was nowhere for single women in crisis to go. And that was the only one I found. And so that's why I said, no, we've got to keep this resource so women have a safe place to stay. And so that is what I have been doing. I left my previous career, and I am supporting women in crisis now. And that's I love doing that. And so, yeah, we need Douglasville's support. We have been getting it. We just need more. Yeah. In fact, we set up a fundraising committee, and they said if everybody just gave $1, that 155,000 would be taken care of. Right. And so we've been asking for that. We set up a GoFundMe page, and people have been giving, and just keep giving.
That's
just
great.
Keep giving. Tell your friends, share it. Mm-hmm. So that we can continue to help these women. And we've had some wonderful success stories in the short time. 2 weeks ago, we had our first college graduate out of the shelter.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and when she came to the shelter, she was on academic warning, but it's because she didn't have anywhere to stay. Right. Yeah. But coming to a very peaceful, settled place, her grades started to improve. She went from, I think, 1.8 to a 4 a semester. Yes. And so happy for her. She's just graduated, and now she has, I think it was last week. Yeah, it was last week. She moved to sunny Florida. She transitioned and moved to sunny Florida. So we're just so happy about that. And
so it sounds like a lot of success stories. Right. As you're going through this timeline of events, there's a lot of success stories for an early shelter of 3 years in the making. That's great.
There has been a shelter on that spot for the last, it's coming up for 10 years, because the previous owner, when I was there, the previous owners had run it for 10 years, but they felt like their season was up, and I suppose that's why God brought me to Douglasville.
Yeah.
And so maybe you might not want to disclose the location of the shelter, but possibly how can people get in touch with the shelter to find out, A, how can they support the funds that you're looking to raise, and then B, they may have some skills or some other items or ways in which to contribute. How can somebody get in touch with you?
We welcome all the help you want to give us. But jcfreedomhouse.com is our website. Okay. We also have our Facebook, JC Freedom House, and our Instagram. So they can contact us through those. Our telephone number is 770-675-3817. They can call us. We always need volunteers. In fact, we have a fundraiser coming up on the 22nd of June, and at Crossroads Church of Douglasville, it's a community tea party.
Sweet.
Yes, it is. It's very, very appropriate because of my background. Tea drinkers.
Tea Drinkers Anonymous.
Isn't it? Okay. Yeah, so we're having that at Crossroads Church of Douglasville. It's June 22nd. It's a Saturday morning at 11 a.m. And we're going to have a little bit of musical entertainment. We're going to have speakers, and we're going to have cakes and tea. And we're going to be
Pinkies out.
Yes,
Traditional
right.
English tea
Pinkies out.
parties. You brought your expertise.
Yes.
Exactly. You've got to work to your strengths.
That's right. Absolutely.
And there you are. It's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
So-
So that's a huge impact that you're making on specifically the women in our community, which is great.
Yeah. It's very
Absolutely.
redemptive. I mean, from being in that domestic violence situation, I was so distressed and so distraught and just, with no family support. God's so redemptive. He just sort of turned it all around
Yeah.
and used it for something very good.
Yeah, that's
It's an
great.
amazing.
So
Yeah.
I'm happy about that.
So you're an amazing success story.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Exactly. Personally.
Yeah, I
Awesome.
because I don't get paid for this work, I work a couple of shifts a week at another shelter. And one of the shelters I stayed at, and one of my colleagues, she said to me, and I just smiled when she said it. She said, "Oh, you're one of our success stories." I thought, "Oh my God, I'm a success story."
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I never thought of myself like that before. But it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
It's
is.
a
That's
beautiful
great.
thing. Yeah.
And then you've been plugged in for a little while with the quarterly faith-based meetings
I
that the
certainly
city
have.
hosts, right?
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
Aaron helps kind of
Yeah,
organize
I will say
those.
Marigold is
Yeah.
there always without fail, and so she's a great advocate for us, and
And that's a
hopefully
great,
we
yeah,
can
that's
be
a great little
advocate for
program
her.
so we pull together faith-based leaders and local
Nonprofits
nonprofits
and-
and
yes.
charities and things like that can all come together and just kind of throw ideas around and brainstorm and collaborate.
Yeah.
You know, we've got all these different
Absolutely.
organizations and entities out there doing great work, and it's even better when they can come together and work together
Definitely.
toward a lot of projects. And homelessness is always a big item that they're talking about and discussing and things
That's
like that. So,
right.
but
That's
you've been
right.
right in the mix
Certainly
with those.
have.
Have they been
certainly
beneficial
have.
to you and the shelter?
Say that again.
Have those meetings really helped
Oh,
connect you with?
absolutely. They're
Mhm.
very informative.
Yeah.
Always have a great speaker. And then we're able to mix and mingle with other people doing similar work.
Yeah.
I love
Which
those
is great.
meetings, and I love the fact that they
Yeah.
are faith-based, because JC Freedom House is Jesus Christ Freedom House. And so we're faith-based. And so we love attending that meeting. Yeah, it's
Very cool.
it's a good thing to be a part of. I encourage other faith-based organizations to join in.
Right. And if they
Right.
are interested and want to do that, how do they do that, Aaron?
they can contact me directly.
Absolutely.
I guess I'll just spell out my email address. It's SZAROWIC as in cat, Z as in zebra, the letter A, at douglasvillega.gov. So every letter of the alphabet is counted in my email address. I think I'm on the city's website as well.
I was about to say,
and I have all of the information.
We'll
I'm
put a
happy
link
to,
in the show notes.
That's right.
With
I'm-
that,
I'm happy
with
to
Aaron's
talk
name.
with anyone, plug them in, and we can go from there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So that's a great opportunity for any community organization to come and,
Definitely
like I
is.
said, just
It
kind of
really is.
network with other nonprofits in the area, because there's always ways. Like you said, we all have strengths,
We certainly
and they're different strengths, and we put them all together. You know,
That's
we're all
right.
stronger together. So it's a great
can
opportunity to
accomplish
come
more.
together. Absolutely.
Definitely. Great.
Absolutely. So jcfreedomhouse.com is how people can
Yes.
find you guys.
Yes, JCFreedomHouse.com.
Figure out how to get involved and how to help.
Yeah, and then our
Amazing.
GoFundMe. If they go into GoFundMe and look for Save Our Shelter or
Perfect.
JC Freedom House, they can give on the GoFundMe, or they can go to JC Freedom House and donate. And if they need me to come and speak at the organization, I'm happy to do that. I've spoken at quite a few organizations just to tell people about what we're doing and what we have been doing in the impact. I mean, one of the impacts, every woman that came to our shelter and was separated from her children has been reconciled.
That's awesome. That is good.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, every woman that didn't have a job when they came there and needed one has got one. We're averaging them getting a job within a week.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what
awesome.
That's what we've averaged. So it's a good place. The thing I love about JC Freedom House, when people come there and visit, the key thing that they often say is that it's peaceful. Mm-hmm. It's very peaceful, and that's great.
Yeah, and they've just encountered a very traumatic experience in life that has probably rocked their world, shaken the ground that they're on, and
absolutely.
so that's wonderful to have that testimony that here's a place of peace where I can get myself gathered back together. Sounds like you have a great volunteer staff to be able to support, and it sounds like yourself, you're in there very personally pulling it together.
Absolutely. I don't know why I feel God wanted me to do this work from a place of experience. I came here to do a church plant. That's not what I ended up doing. But it really does help because I can really empathize with the women.
Right. And I think you have a church plant. It's just a different vision than
I
probably
like that.
what you
I like
what
that,
you
Kellie. I just love that. Yeah, I like that.
You're planting wonderful seeds.
Beautiful
You're
stuff.
right.
Mm-hmm.
You're right.
Amazing impact, and that you're an excellent example of the kind of just the people that we have in the community making that kind of impact.
That's right.
Oh, definitely.
There's a lot of organizations and stuff like that that are, we have great citizens. We always have great community involvement with things, but to look at something like your organization and the impact that you're making is truly inspiring to all of us.
Definitely
and it's great to see. That's what's out there. Is we're gonna thank you for letting us kind of highlight what you do, and hopefully
thank you for allowing
raising
me
some
to.
awareness. Absolutely.
Sure.
Have
Absolutely.
we said where you can purchase your book? Just on the website, or is it on Amazon?
That
or?
is a very good question, Aaron. You can go onto the website, or you can go onto the book patch, or you can contact me.
Okay.
Most of the people have contacted me, actually, because a lot of local people have bought the book. But it's a great book, and it's a quick read. You could read it in an hour, and then you will have a roadmap. It means what it says. It's the only book you ever need to read on personal achievement. No, it's a great book. Yeah, I'd love, and it's only $10. Only $10.
Great.
It goes to a great cause.
And it's supporting the shelter, and every penny counts when it comes to that 155,000 that we have to raise. But I believe we're going to do it.
I believe
I think so too.
I think you're going to see that.
Thank
I believe
you.
you're going to see that. So just stand encouraged, and our listeners. Hopefully, there's going to be some response from this to you to help. And thank you for being part of our community and pouring back into the place that you're calling home.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a pleasure.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for joining us today and telling us your story. Thank you to everyone who joined us at the table.
Right.
And thank you for tuning in and listening. And we'll be back in a couple of weeks again with Douglasville Impact.